Biker Law. Insurance companies don't like facing Jason. Call 877 Biker Law. When you call Jason, you're placing your trust in a rider like you. The motorcycle lawyer. Yeah, he wrote the book on what to do. Yeah. Been in a wreck, no need to fret. Call 877 Biker Law.
You're listening to CRBRadio.com. The words and opinions you are about to hear are of the hosts and do not reflect the management, sponsors, or affiliates of Cave Radio Broadcasting.
Good Sunday evening, my friends. We are coming to you live from high atop O'Malley's Supper Spirit and Song in lovely Livonia. Welcome to episode 6, and for the next 2 hours, I am Skip Dietz, and I am Acoustically Yours. So, yes, we have been through 5 episodes with great guests and even better people. So far, we've had Jason Longuski, Doug Larson, Acoustic Chrome, and Midnight Crisis. And tonight, certainly no exception, as we bring in the author of Sonic Coast's top played Michigan song, Mr. Steve Gulian. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you, Skip.
You didn't tell me we had a real celebrity, Skip.
We got a guy.
We got a guy. And thank you, Sonic Coast, for supporting Michigan-made music.
As always, steering the ship is our Captain Eric Pelto.
How you doing, Skip? How's everything?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, buddy?
I survived the trip in as always.
Nice.
And, I don't know. All the lights are green, so nothing terrible's happened.
Well, that's good to hear.
Carry on, sir.
I met Steve at the New Hudson Inn. There seems to be a common theme there. With my guests, aside from Jason Longuski. I had met him prior to that, but I actually played an open mic for the first time in forever. The Monday after our last show, so the 28th of July, ran into Steve. I said, man, I got to get you on my show. Well, first I said, it's good to see you again. And then I said, hey, I got to get you on my show. What do you say?
And I said, I would love to. Are you kidding me, man?
So we are very, very happy to have Steve with us tonight. Over the last couple of weeks, like I say, I played an open mic. It's my first time in a long time. These 3 packs of Canadian Wildfire a day are killing me. But, yeah. But I was able to get a couple out. I was not able to do the one that I really wanted to do, and we were just talking about this off mic, where you run into a song that you get an idea and it just takes a long time to put something together with that. And
I don't know if this is true for you, but starting songs is so much easier than finishing songs.
Oh yeah, I have like 37 half songs.
And like Eric said, Eric was talking about how you never really finish a song.
Mathematicians, novelists, and songwriters never finish anything. They give up, and then they give it to you,
Okay,
and they let you hear
done.
it or see it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, the clock expires.
Yep.
Or the
A
deadline
deadline
arrives.
hits. Yep.
You're like, all
Yep.
right, I guess we're done here.
I mean, every now and then, in music books and math, you have, some moment of true, pure genius that just revolutionizes, and that happens once every 20 years, to one guy,
Right.
one person.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, it's, it is what it is.
Well, what are you working on right now? You have a new tune in
but
the hopper that's
but
pretty
it
close.
it hits you at the craziest times when
Yeah.
you don't expect it. Like you were talking about your song when you were driving in.
As I was driving in, I do a lot of driving. I've got that hippie van out in the parking lot. And I've found that while my critical brain is busy criticizing my poor driving, it can't jump down my throat about my lyrics or my melody that I'm also working on. So I'll be working on a song, driving down the road. And the lyrics just start to come. And so I'm by myself. I've got the hum. I can see the white lines coming, sort of like a visual metronome. And I'll have my drum set on the steering wheel and just start writing those lyrics. And as I was taking the I-96 to get over here, same thing happened with this song that I've been struggling to finish. I knew that I have a session booked to record at Rooftop Recording in Grand Blanc on Wednesday.
I know Dave Roof. He's
So-
a long time.
So you know how you'd have to schedule him,
Yes, yes.
weeks out. And
I'm
so
surprised.
I
can't
knew
believe
that it's
not
coming
months.
up Wednesday, and my goal was to somehow finish the song and then be able to record it with David on Wednesday. So as I was driving over here, it happened. The epiphany came, and what did you say? Off mic?
Well, when you first you first were talking about what like what was going on, we just met. We've met
Right.
5 minutes ago. So I'm not.
My newest best friend.
Right. I'm not. I got to find out. I like to find out what jokes somebody thinks are funny before I start telling them.
Am I with my people or am I with my people?
Right. I should have gone with my first instinct because as soon as he said, I had a revelation. I was like, oh, did you put the capo on the second fret? Like, just grab the capo, like because that's the rev. That's
And the funny part was
there. It is.
the funny part is that
There it is.
the second fret. So yeah,
Almost like I've tread these roads myself.
we've already bonded.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're all working on new stuff.
Yeah. So so when Jimmy Buffett passed away, ever since then I had wanted to do some kind of tribute to Jimmy Buffett. So, all through the year, nothing sounded right. So it's Black Friday. It's our first measurable snowfall. And I opened the door, could feel the cold and the wind, and one look at the snow, got totally depressed, grabbed my package, went inside, didn't leave the house all day, didn't even look out the window, didn't do anything. And it actually turned out to be, gosh, I didn't bring my guitar tonight, but it actually turned out to be that moment that hit for my tribute to Jimmy Buffett is about a man who's living a life in the winter and daydreams that he could live like Jimmy Buffett did.
I like it. I do have a spare guitar out in the van,
Yeah, mine's in the car.
and you're welcome to grab this one as well.
But I left my computer and my lyrics at home, and I'm working off pen and paper today. I do feel like Eric Sheltis right now.
Can confirm, pen and paper still works, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it does.
True.
So, Steve, you've got, in addition to Sonic Coast's most played Michigan song in July.
That came as, it was perfectly timed, the delivery. Sometimes good news arrives in such volume that you don't truly appreciate each one for what it is. You just say, man, this has been a great week. Well, I had the opposite. And so when I got this email and opened it up from the Sonic Coast people, they said, hey, congratulations, your song was most played in March, top 20, you're number one. I thought it was a joke. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so there's a song there somewhere, good news Your turn.
Oh,
Good news. Next line. Line.
line.
Bundles
I
of-
was gonna say maybe we call the song. Can I show you what you've won? Or no, show him what he's won. Show him what he's won. Like we're on a game show.
Yeah.
Like I definitely would and hang up the phone and look around for the camera. Like what?
Stumbled out of bed.
What game show am
people
I
on
on?
the porch.
Like-
show him what he's
I
won.
did. I was so entranced. I'm
Like a guy that spends all day with people trying to convince him that he's won this great big huge prize. He's just like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't enter any contests. I didn't do anything. Leave me alone. And like,
and get off my lawn.
Here's your giant award.
Take it. It's fragile.
I like
It's a
this.
major award.
Major award. Well, I do a lot of traveling in that van, as I was talking about earlier. Every winter, I disappear and I drive down towards Gulfport, Florida, and make stops along the way. If I can play an open mic or set up a house concert or just entertain the people who are overnighting in the parking lot with me,
Right.
I will. And so I have a lot of songs about being on the road and meeting new people and stealing their stories and then putting them to music
Excellent.
as my own. But there's a feeling that you get when you come home as well. When you leave, there's a certain amount of emotions that run through your,
Right.
your brain while you hit those familiar landmarks, like going up north. I knew that when we got to that Zilwaukee Bridge,
You were up north.
and I could hear the zzz, 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 zzz underneath the tires, my dad would say, "Okay,
We're up north.
we're up north officially." So there's that, and the big Jesus at the side of the road at Dixie Highway, I think it is, going.
Oh,
north.
yep.
Are you on the right road?
Are you on the right road?
That's
Yep.
when I say, "Oh Jesus, what did I forget? Phone, wallet, So there are these things that you notice when you're leaving town, but coming back, there's that sign that is on every road as you pull back into Michigan. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Pure Michigan.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter if you're on a dirt road or an interstate. That sign is always there. Sometimes it's in Braille.
Yep.
You hit all those bumps when you get back into Michigan that would have been fixed in other states. But anyway,
Now, do you?
I digress. So the song that I wrote for them was called Michigan Again. And I wasn't sure if you were leading me into
Oh,
to
absolutely.
playing that, or if it was just
Reading my mind.
Too late.
All right, so this is called
You just segued yourself, sir.
It's the state you know you're from, not the state you might be in, that your compass ought to point to when you need a second wind. As for me, I just keep driving north on I-75 until I find myself in Michigan again. Again and 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 again. Find myself in Michigan again. Oh, again and 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 again. I find myself in Michigan again. We need roots that hold us up, more than roots like 66, that go deep down and support instead of far and wide for kicks. And since mine begin up north, although I sally back and forth, I find myself in Michigan again. Again and 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 again, I find myself in Michigan again. Oh, again and 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 again, I find myself in Michigan again. Well, the grass is always greener and the scenery serener. So much honey in the hive makes it more than worth the drive. So keep on trucking through Toledo or just follow a mosquito. It's the state you know you're from, not the state you might be in, that your compass ought to point to when you need a second wind. As for me, I just keep driving north on I-75 until I find myself in Michigan again. Again and 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 again. Find myself in Michigan again. Oh, again and 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 again. Find myself in Michigan, and then I thank the Lord I've still got time to spend. Michigan again.
Oh, is it awful that mine is the smell at 97 and 94 and 75 when you get to that interchange?
Oh, I know that smell.
There's this smell the city has. Like, I'll wake you up out of a dead sleep. Oh, I'm home.
And it's punctuated with the pothole.
Yeah.
For sure. Do you have state songs or geography songs,
No, not really.
Eric?
Me? No.
Okay.
The what did the band have geography specific? No.
Okay. So that is Sonic Coast's #1 played song from Michigan.
That's what they tell me. They have a great internet radio station, and they play all kinds of music.
I did. I actually picked up and followed it.
Oh, good.
So I was able
So
to
it's
listen
not
to some of it.
only Michigan musicians, but they do sprinkle us in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, in heavy doses, I'm happy to say.
Yeah, there's quite a lot there.
Oh, I've heard Mike Ward, another great songwriter that I've heard on Sonic Coast, and Mark Jewett.
All right.
Oh.
No, I was agreeing with you. So what do we got here? Well, a little mic thing here. I couldn't hear myself.
Oh.
But we are all back online now. So continue.
Well, I was just talking about travel and Michigan songs. And then I asked you if you had any geography songs, and that's when your headphones cut out.
Yeah, nothing yet. It's there's some stuff probably in some of my 67 half written songs that I'm starting to think I might just start putting the two halves together and come up with like 30 songs. Finish it up that way. So I do have a playlist from Spotify that's posted on the Acoustically Yours page with I believe 10 of Steve's songs. So
Oh, thank you.
while you're on the Acoustically Yours page, make sure you check out that playlist. There's a link posted to it there. But one of my favorites on that you do is that one.
Time We Fly?
Time We Fly.
Do you happen to have a B harmonica that you want to blow in?
I do not.
Well, we'll just whistle that part.
Perfect.
In the same old fight every other night. Home field, what a minefield, I agree. Little fires burn everywhere we turn. Maybe it's not you, but it ain't me. I think it's time we fly, 'cause all our cares goodbye. Forget the whales and the whys, hey, hey, my, my. Think it's time we fly. We'll just wait and see. That's all she said to me. And then she turned her face to the sun. Well, I know that look. I could say I wrote the book. But sometimes the best words are none. I think it's time we fly, 'cause all our cares goodbye. Forget the wheres and the whys. Hey, hey, my, my. When you're all alone in a crowded room and no one hears a single thing you say, turn the other cheek, plug another leak, or sink a little deeper every day. When the river rose and swallowed up our stepping stones, did you think about goodbye? Wait around the bend, the river slows, the rapids end. We can give it one more try. Think it's time we fly, 'cause all our cares goodbye. Forget the wheres and the whys. Hey, hey, my, my. I think it's time we fly, 'cause all our cares goodbye. Forget the wheres and the whys. Hey, hey, my, my. I think it's time we fly.
Yes. If you are just joining us, we have Steve Gulian live in studio.
It's so great to be here. Thank you so much, Skip and Eric.
So that song, if you've seen Happy Gilmore, and Chubbs tells Happy to go to his happy place, you know, where he shows the girl of his dreams with pictures, bringing him pictures of beer.
I have a feeling that I'm about to be really
His grandma winning at the slots.
embarrassed.
The midget on the tricycle. I'm sorry, the little person on the tricycle. Okay, that song is like in the soundtrack to my happy place.
Oh, thanks. Thank you so much. And strangely enough, the song was written when life was really kind of bleak. We were in the same old fight. Having some renovations done to our house had made the living space significantly smaller. And when you turn around and you're always bumping into someone, things can get a little testy. And so we were having these discussions more and more frequently about the same irritating things. And it's like, hey, the problem isn't us. The problem is everything else. If you and I can just escape this situation and fly away somewhere and have a break, things are going to get better. And sure enough, they did.
See, and that's where it fits my happy place.
Yeah, it's time we fly.
That's time to just go there and.
And right now, with all of the construction, I live not far from 696, which is going to be shut down for at least another year.
Yeah.
And there's orange barrels like everywhere. It's a new adventure on how to get around what they're redoing all the bridges. And anytime I want to head from my house anywhere east, I'm totally screwed.
And that's it. That kind of reminds me of, Larry, the parody guy.
Oh, yeah. Larry Kaufman.
Yeah, Larry Kaufman.
Hats off to Larry Kaufman, the parody guy.
He wrote that. He wrote a parody about the construction. I think it was to Folsom Prison Blues. But he's done it at the New Hudson Inn open mic multiple times. And that guy.
Oh, he's a hoot.
He is a hoot.
There's so many cool songwriters and music supporters that I've met at those open mics.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially the one at the New Hudson Inn, where people give you feedback on your song, and there's a sound guy that actually makes you sound better than you should.
And and what I found in my open mic experience, because I come from doing 25 years of karaoke, so I can't remember anything anymore. I don't have that screen in front of me with the words on it, so it's like it takes me so long to memorize anything now because I did not use that tool for so many years. But no, coming back into the open mic, I think I went in for a singer-songwriter contest.
Oh, I totally remember that.
And it was back
I saw
in
the flyer.
22 or 23. 23, I think.
Yeah, and didn't you get pretty far in that, if memory serves?
The first one I didn't. Yeah, the first one I didn't qualify, but I had.
I must be confusing you with somebody else then.
But that was my first time in, 20 years that I played on stage.
I thought you were a finalist. I'm sorry.
Because I was later.
Oh, I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested.
You're not crazy. Last year's open mic, the singer-songwriter contest, I did place in the finals.
Cool. That's what I thought.
So, but that first one and trying to have 3 songs memorized and able to do them, even though I wrote them.
Right.
It's like I write them, but then I'm on to writing something else, and
you play in the key of ADD.
the hard drive can only hold so much, man.
Well, and also, there's a huge difference between playing a song at your house while you're writing it or in your living room with your significant other, and contrast with that with playing in front of strangers. It's a totally different thing. And so it's easy to start thinking about, do I know that guy from somewhere, or why is he looking at me that way? Is my zipper down? All these other things are going through your mind,
Right.
in addition to those fresh lyrics.
But my experience though with the open mic is that I haven't really seen any pettiness, anything like that. No pettiness, no jealousy. I mean, everybody has been so encouraging.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like it's almost a brotherhood.
There's a guy who runs an open mic at Gatekeeper Games in Berkeley, right
Okay.
across from Green Lantern Pizza on 12 Mile. James Aboud, and his stage name is Aboud Abard, and he runs this open mic, and it's every Sunday. And whenever I have a new song, I love to take it there first because he's so supportive, and the crowd is very nurturing. And Andrew Rice at the New Hudson Inn, another great guy for open mics. And when I write a new song, I love to see how they land at a soft landing zone like those two places.
But yeah, I drive Andrew nuts because he was like, "You're just so hard on yourself." And I'm like, "Well,
Are you really?
I am.
I haven't seen that side.
I am my own worst critic by far, and he drives me nuts. Like he told me one time, and this was during the first contest I did there.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells me, "Man, you can really reach people. There's a woman back there in the corner crying." And I said, "Yeah, bleeding eardrums hurt." And he just like, "Why are you so hard on yourself? That's not."
Do you write a lot of sad songs?
Very much, yes.
Yeah.
That's the majority of what I write.
Why?
Because he's such a happy guy.
No,
It's his outlet.
I think
This is where I'm asking Skip to put on his psychoanalyst hat and help me address an issue that I've been struggling with. So let's get back to Dr. Deeds.
But so my most of what I write is about things that I've experienced in my life.
Yeah.
And once I started writing again during COVID, you know, as you get older, you lose more people, and I probably could have put out a funeral album with what I wrote during COVID. But
Well, what I'm drilling into now personally is, am I writing sad songs as a form of therapy to help me express my grief?
I think partially.
Is that
I think that's partially it for me. But the other part for me is writing about my own experiences, but about experiences that I hope touch other people who are dealing with similar things. And I think a lot of what I write is where I, you know, to me it is about reaching people.
yeah.
You know, if they can reflect and say, wow, yeah, you know, I went through this too, or I'm going through this too, or to write things that, you know, I've always been a performer. So I've been on stage, I've been on musically, I've been on stage theatrically. And the joy for me in doing that is if somebody has seen me and either related to what I was portraying or what I was playing was an escape for them for 10 minutes or for 2 hours or for however long, then I've done something worth doing.
And you were aiding and abetting that escape, and how does that make you feel?
And that fills me up because it's something that I've done that's worthwhile.
Right. And do you ever struggle with how much behind the curtain you allow your audience to glimpse?
No.
Okay. I struggle sometimes in a song as to whether I should be 100% truthful, this is what happened to me, and here's what I learned. Or if I go into the world of metaphor, or the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that type of thing.
Yeah, I have one song. You know, I guess so, because it's vague, but it's, you know, but the sentiment is what I felt, or what I went through, or what I did. And when I went through there, and now I do have one song that is about writing a letter home, but my parents can't get it because they're gone. And in that song, I did mention names. I did mention my 2 girls and my 3 grandchildren. But aside from that, yeah, I guess I'd have to change my answer on that. A little more vague to protect the innocent. But
yeah, I was rewriting a song, as I mentioned that I tend to do all the time.
Right.
And I thought, yeah, I want to make this song more relatable to people. Do you ever write a sad song that starts off as your own experience, but then you change it to match what problems you see more of in your everyday life?
Oh, sure.
Because sometimes you get a sing-along chorus that would apply to a million different problems that people have, but you know that all the people who are going to sing along on that chorus might do so more enthusiastically if they thought the problem that you were singing about was the same as theirs, rather than being so specific that
right.
Yeah. You know, like we just put our cat down, our 17-year-old Lily.
Yeah,
we
so
just
I'm
lost.
so sorry.
And thank you. And so I've had songs percolating about that, but I haven't been able to open that box yet.
Yeah.
You know, so it's still fresh. But I had a song that was happier, and then I changed it to be sad and slow. So if you listen to any of the playlists that Skip has created, you might hear a song called Trouble on the Tracks. And there are 2 versions of it. One is a fast, happy, jaunty tune that I started to record with Rosetta Pebble, my band, but they didn't care for it. It didn't make the cut for the album, and so I released it as a single. And then that whole process took so long that I rewrote it into this version that I'm about to play.
All right.
The names have been changed to protect the innocent. With a cough and a hiccup, sputter and smoke, pops in the pickup, both of them broke. He's hoping one last hit will swiggle get him closer to home, but all that he gets, ashes and foam. Trouble like a train that's running out of track. Nowhere left to go unless he doubles back. Trouble like a train running out of steam. Circle in the drain, just never coming clean. Down at the diner, Mama's feeling her age, serving up minors for minimum wage. One of them drops a key, credit card charging the door. If nobody sees, maybe she'll score. Trouble like a train running out of track. Nowhere left to go 'cause she's falling through a crack. Trouble like a train running out of steam. Nothing in the tank, nothing but a dream. Let the cold come and swallow them. So now I'm alone. I know I ain't gonna follow them. I'll make tracks of my own. Trouble on the train, trouble on the tracks. I got no trouble getting down, I get in trouble getting back. Trouble when the train slows down, trouble when the blame goes around. Trouble, it's the same old sound. Trouble on the tracks, trouble on the train, trouble on the tracks. I got no trouble getting down, I get in trouble getting back. Trouble when the train slows down, trouble when the blame goes around. Trouble is the same old sound. Trouble on the tracks, trouble on the train, trouble on the tracks. Got no trouble getting down, down, down. Get in trouble getting back. Trouble like a train running out of steam. Nowhere left to go.
That is Steve Gulian live on Acoustically Yours.
Thanks, Skip. That's another song that I got to record up at David Roof's beautiful studio, Rooftop Recording up in Grand Blanc. And you can also find that on Spotify or my YouTube channel.
Excellent. So let's dive a little bit into the history of Steve Gulian.
Oh.
So when did you start playing? When did you start?
Wow.
How did it all begin?
My parents were very musical,
Okay.
and there was always music in the Gulian household. My mother played piano and organ, and my father played saxophone. And there was always gospel music blasting in our house. So I think all of that soaked into me from a very early age. And early Christmas gifts were musical. I remember one time my mother gave me a zither. Just this crazy, like, it looks like an auto harp almost, but there's no way to press down the chords. It's all, melody, picking out melodies. And it was so much fun for me to pluck those strings and hear the music and try to create something that I had, heard in my head, make it come out that other people can hear. So I attribute it all to my parents, basically supporting me with music and always playing music, even though it was definitely not the type of music that the cool kids were listening to.
Yep.
Hey, man, have you heard Yellow Submarine? No. Have you heard He Lives by Doug Oldham or the Bill Gaither Trio?
Ooh.
And they're looking at me like, what? Then I transitioned, though, to drums. And they were a little too loud for my mother. And she signed me up for piano lessons, which I absolutely loved until the first one. I loved the idea of piano lessons and learning how to become fluent on the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew that there was a certain day of the week that was circled on the calendar that was going to be my, my first lesson. And so I'm playing on our piano and I'm writing little ditties and I'm just so excited to impress this lady. I'm not a beginner. Listen to this portfolio. And then I launch into my handful of little tunes that I had written. And the day finally arrived. And we went to her house and sat down. And she said, so your mother tells me that you have already written a few songs. I was like, would you like to play one for me? I was so excited. Yeah.
Right.
Victor Borg imitation.
Ah, yes.
She didn't get it. And then I started. And before I had played 2 measures, Skip, swear to God, she slapped my hands because they were not in the correct position. They needed to be, more like I was. Oh.
So she went all church lady on you.
So I was so, taken aback and depressed after that I said to my father, I don't want to take piano lessons. And he said, okay, that's fine. Want to play the saxophone like me? I said, maybe. But I never did. My sister did. So as a kid, through my parents, I started to learn to write music. And then later on, as most adolescents, I thought it's going to be a good way to pick up girls.
Oh, yeah.
So I became, I still wasn't proficient on any instrument except the zither, and that didn't count. But I could hold my own in terms of drumming. And so I became, I bought a cheap Japanese imported drum set from Gordy up at Meyer Music. You know Gordy from Gordy's Music in Ferndale? Maybe that's a West Side thing, but yeah, Gordy's a legend. But he used to work at Meyer Music, and when I was a kid, he sold me a cheap drum kit and a Ovation rip-off guitar.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was a drummer for a little while, and the band that I played in was called Conscious Conscience. I'm not sure if you Google Conscious Conscience, if it'll come up, but it was a great little 80s band, and the highlight of our career was opening for somebody at St. Andrew's Hall.
Oh, wow.
Who I think is coming back, a local legendary band called Gangster Fun. We were on the bill with them and a few other Detroit legends, and I think at the end of the night we all pooled our money together and bought a pizza, But on the stage at St. Andrew's Hall, there was a view of the balcony, of course, and behind the balcony was this sound booth, and there was plexiglass in front of it that acted like a mirror. And so it was almost like looking up and seeing yourself on a big this is pre-big screen TV, right? Looking up and seeing, oh, man, I can see the band. Or actually, I was a drummer back then, so, that was a highlight of the Conscious Conscience band. And then a few other cover bands. But then I got into writing my own stuff. Did you start with covers or your own stuff?
Oh, I started with what you might call covers.
Uh-huh.
Row, row, row your boat. I did a group guitar lesson session
Yeah.
at the Redford Community Center. So there are 10 of us in this class. We're all kids except there's one adult. My first guitar was rented from the guy who did the license. I was, 8 or 9 years old. And we rented a Guild Jumbo acoustic that I could barely get my arm around.
You're like looking like Danny Partridge with that.
Big time. Big time. and yeah, that's how it all started for me. I think I was 13 when I wrote my own song. Now, that was not about my life experiences. That was a song about a cheating man on his wife. And that was just what I got off the radio because my mother was 80s country.
Gotcha.
So that's what all the songs were about.
The first song that I wrote, the first two songs I wrote were Christmas songs.
Really?
And I wrote in air quotes there because I was really just rewriting the lyrics to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Basically, it was a Rudolph ripoff. But I discovered in second grade in Miss Drake's class at Franklin Elementary in Royal Oak, God bless her, the woman was a saint, that if I changed the words around to some songs that everybody knew and made them silly, they would laugh their asses off, and I would feel really good inside. So I changed the word. I changed Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer to Brownie the Brown-Eyed Cowboy. And if memory serves, it went, Brownie the brown-eyed cowboy had a very shiny gun, and if you ever saw it, you would turn around and run. All of the other cowboys, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so...
So you started out as a parody writer.
A parody. I'm a Larry Kaufman. Yes. And I never lost the joy of that feeling. I never lost how that made me feel to entertain and to write songs or have people sing along my words, sing along with me when I would write silly things. And then, later on, I became the lyricist for the bands that I was a drummer in because I always had the journals out. I was plugging away, trying to my best to imitate Neil Peart and be the rock and roll drummer who penned the lyrics that were so deep that people didn't really understand every one. And so for a long time, I was writing these lyrics that were very abstract and cloaked in mysticism or hyperbole or metaphor.
Right.
Never really showing my true feelings. I always kept the cards, close to the vest, which I tend to do to this day. I like to say I am an extroverted introvert. I'll go in and make a splash and then recede into the shadows. Yep. So, I loved writing lyrics, and then eventually I made the transition from drummer to acoustic guitar and started writing songs.
Yeah, you play quite well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Not one lesson.
I'm a flat picker.
Okay.
I just can't seem to get the fingers going.
I love this because, it's never too late to learn. Don't say never, because one of the things that I used to get constructive criticism about was playing too strummy. Our producer, Tim, would say, dude, idle down. You're strumming a million miles an hour. It's blowing the needles on the mix. It's just settle down. Maybe just here. And he took my pick. He's like, play it with your fingers, damn it. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I don't have my pick. And, started making them bleed and I'm really happy that I did. And so now I was using my fingers as a pick, basically. But then just a few years ago, I started to try to learn how to be more of a flat pick, finger pick, hybrid type guy. So, man, there's a few websites I need to shoot your way that'll help you. Because I thought, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to do this. But thank you. I am trying to make the transition.
Because, when I play my slow songs, I play a lot of arpeggio, but I do it all with a flat pick.
Okay.
I don't. The only time I've got enough in my fingers, and this actually happened at the last singer-songwriter contest. I'm playing, picking the sound hole.
I know where this is going. How many of you have been there? I know we probably have some other songwriters.
Middle of the song. I hope I'm doing this right.
And so you've got two choices. You can just soldier on with your hands,
Or stop.
or you can stop. What'd you do?
I made it work.
There you go.
Made it work. Got through that song.
Bought yourself some Lee press-on nails later on.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I cannot grow my nails out at all.
Oh, I have a tip.
Work with my hands for a living.
Do you drink coffee in the morning?
I do not.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
I get them, just working with my hands, and they'll break.
Right. I started putting a scoop of collagen powder that I get from Costco into my coffee in the morning. I bet it would dissolve in any liquid. And I've noticed a difference in the strength of my nails. I've been doing it for like a year now, so collagen.
Got it. Not just for lips anymore. So you played a few bands, and now you're still playing in one now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Rosetta Pebble.
Rosetta Pebble.
Not the
I saw
Rosetta
that.
Stone. The Rosetta Stone was this artifact that helped us unlock the secret of hieroglyphics, because it had the same message written in three languages. I think it was in Egyptian, Greek, and Coptic or something like that. But we knew one, so we made the transition. So we thought that was a cool thing, and at first we wanted to call ourselves the Rosetta Stone and unlock the secrets and translate things. But I think either the name was already taken or just on a whim, trying to be funny, I said, how about Rosetta Pebble? And another Eric, said, oh, yeah, that's it. We had a gig on the horizon. You ever have a gig with a band and the band doesn't have a name?
Yeah.
We had a gig, and we didn't have a name yet, Eric and I. And we were at a coffee house in Royal Oak, bound and determined that we were not going to leave until we had discovered a name for the band. So we're writing down all these ideas, and it had to be unanimous. So he's saying, team of scientists. I'm saying, and I'd say, Chester Drawers. And then he'd say something. We're having a good old time. And we're looking around at signs, and, hey, how about Frappuccino? Or, hey, how about no parking? Shake well. I like that. And he opened up a flyer for the Detroit Film, what's the name of the theater down at the DAA? Do you know? No. Well, he was the type of guy that would know that.
Right.
And so he had the brochure for that place, and he's reading through some of the names of the movies. And one of them was called Rosetta, and it was about the Rosetta Stone. And when he said Rosetta, that's what prompted us down that rabbit hole. He said Rosetta Stone, and I said Rosetta Pebble. And so back in 1999 or 2000, we decided to do it. And Rosetta Pebble has been chugging along for 25 years now.
I signed out because I looked this morning, and I have a new follower. Who's Rosetta?
Trying to throw some love your way, man.
I love it, man.
Yeah. So Rosetta Pebble plays 4 or 5 times a year. It's tough to get everybody together now that most of us are grown adults.
Oh, yeah.
And me. So when I'm not playing with the Rosetta Pebble, I do my solo show, the Stephen St. Even stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And any of the music that doesn't fly with the Rosetta Pebble becomes a Stephen St. Even song.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it's great. I still have my outlets, but I still have my mates. When we have an album, as I may have alluded to earlier, Rosetta Pebble has been working on an album for the last 7 years. It's called About Time, because it's about time it came out. You know, that was the tongue-in-cheek title that Eric and I came up with. And it should be out, I've been promised, before the Spinal Tap sequel. So,
Okay.
knock on wood. And I'm also releasing some Steve Gulian originals as well.
Nice. Yeah, I played in a band that had a hard time coming up with a name. And
Did you ever do the random words on scraps of paper thrown in a
Yes.
bag and then put together?
Yes. The one I remember was Frog Wheel.
Oh, Eric's 2 thumbs up.
That one, the one I thought it was. So,
Frog wheel.
but we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. You know, we couldn't come up with anything we liked. Couldn't come up with anything we liked. And we were getting ready to play a show. And it was like our first one.
Yeah.
And we hadn't had a name for the band before us yet. And so, you know, when they introduced We're Done, we got Some Other Guys. And we were Some Other Guys for like 4 months.
That's got legs.
So we were Some Other Guys.
Now, was it one word, smother?
No, we were Some Other Guys.
That's good. I think the craziest
And then-
name I performed under, if it wasn't Conscious Conscience, was Bio Lipstick.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I take that back. Hold the Finch. There was a band where we had... There was a band where we had put words into a hat, or phrases, and hold, and then the Finch came out. And everybody except me was 2 thumbs up. And I said, all right, whatever.
Hold the
So
Finch.
we did perform under the name Hold the Finch one time.
With their first album, Stifler's Mom. So you went through the band thing.
Oh, the band thing's great.
So Steven St. Even, that is what you play your solo stuff under?
Yeah, Steve Gulian, Gulian, or StephenGulian.com is my website. But I was supposed to play a gig. I think I was warming up for Dan Rodriguez or the Bernie Sisters. I'm not sure. It was a Lather Village thing. And it was either a house concert or one of the many music festivals that Lather Village puts on. And there was a typo, and somehow a dot or a piece of dirt had wedged itself in between the T and the E in Stephen, and it was announced as St. Even. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And so I told it to a buddy of mine, and he was like, can confirm. St. Even, I like it. So I told my buddy Tim, who produces Rosetta Pebble, about it, because we were having this discussion. He was talking me down from the ledge when a few songs that I really, really wanted to be Rosetta Pebble songs, you know, didn't fly with the rest of the band because I was in a different space than they were at the time. And he said, hey, man, look, it doesn't matter. Just keep writing and take your solo stuff and explore this whole St. Even thing. And he said, I can picture this hipster doofus in Montreal that used to be a big deal in Paris, but he overstayed his welcome and he got very disgruntled and he moved to Quebec, and now he performs 3 times a year under the name Saint Even. You know, just that's it, Saint Even. And he was building this character in my mind. And he said, now if you want to come down here and use the recording studio as a place to develop this character, I have a show called Different Beat Radio, and then he had a show called Different Beat Television that was a lot like CBR radio, you know, back in the day. And he said, we can do a skit, we can film video, we can do anything you like. I can help you develop this Saint Even character. And if you go to my YouTube channel and you see any of the live performances that were done down in Indiana with Tim Brickley, those were basically based off of his idea of this Saint Even character. So I've got the sunglasses on, I'm wearing a hat, a raincoat, I'm trying to look, pretty serious at a couple.
Yeah, the first place this story takes me to is the Eddie and the Cruisers sequel.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Where, in the end of Eddie and the Cruisers,
Zoom in on the face in the reflection of the store window.
Yep.
And is it Eddie?
And Eddie is missing, presumed dead. Well, he pops up in Canada and starts playing in a band. And the band doesn't know who he is until the saxophone player figures it out.
Wait, I thought he died of an overdose in the first movie.
No, he lived. Eddie lives, and he got found out.
No, the sax player.
No, this is a different sax player.
Oh, okay.
This is a different sax player that Eddie was playing with in the sequel.
All right.
And then, man, they had talked to him, they had talked about playing in Bo Diddley's big recording thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there were lost tracks of Eddie and all this stuff. And he's playing in this band, and he gets figured out. But he wanted to get away from basically all the Eddie and the Cruiser stuff.
Right.
So he faked his death, went to Canada, and then he got found out anyway. But it all comes out good. Eddie's just Eddie now. And, it's the first thing that sent me to was that and the Garth Brooks, Chris Gaines thing.
My mind is drawing a blank. You're going to have to help me out on that one.
So Garth Brooks released an album as this character he created named Chris Gaines.
Vaguely familiar. Okay.
So the
cobwebs are starting to be cleared away.
But it was like a darker. He grew facial hair for it.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't Hannah Montana anymore.
Kind of like that. Yeah, kind of the transition from, but it was only for one album.
Yeah.
And then he came back as Garth.
Okay.
And all was right with the world again. And
yeah. Well, that's what I thought would happen with the St. Even stuff, the solo. When I released the first solo album, I thought, well, that's done. And then I'm happy to say that the well was not dry, and now I've got 3 solo albums and 3 Rosetta Pebble albums, soon to be 4. Did I mention that?
Nice. Got a 4th one coming?
Yeah.
About time, yep.
Got a 4th one coming. But can we pivot back to music for a moment?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to figure out how to write happier songs. I think I shared that with you. That I think I write too many songs that aren't happy.
I have like 2 now.
That's good. Well, we could wait and watch and wish, or toss a coin and feed the fish the fortune cookie from the night before. These sniffles aren't my sinuses, the pluses and the minuses are everything you said they'd be, and more. Baby, so much more. Oh, well, it's everything or nothing at all. Yeah, everything or nothing, everything or nothing, everything or nothing at all. Well, we could wait and watch and wish, a peek inside the petri dish, a major revelation for the fight. Oh, a tardy little Trojan horse, a night on a collision course, a miracle that maybe I won't mind. Baby, I don't mind. Oh, and it's everything or nothing at all. Yeah, everything or nothing, everything or nothing, everything or nothing and all. This time, this rhyme, it keeps rolling through my mind. Be kind, rewind, 'cause I'm not so far behind. Well, I don't wanna wish and watch and wait or leave it in the hand of fate and pray for inspiration from above. No, I finally got it figured out from stern to stem and seed to sprout. It's everything that we've been dreaming of. Woo! I know that you love me, and I can tell that you care. Still say that you need me, baby, as if I wasn't aware that it's everything or nothing at all. Yeah, everything or nothing, everything or nothing at all. Everything or nothing at all. Well, everything or nothing, everything or nothing at all.
All right, my friends, great stuff with Steve Gulian. We are going to take a quick break and take care of some needed business, and we'll be back to you in just a few minutes here on Acoustically Yours. Good Sunday evening, and welcome back, or welcome to Acoustically Yours with Skip Dietz, Eric Pelto, and our special guest this evening, Steve Gulian. We do have a couple of things to talk about before we dive back into the music of Steve Gulian. First off, coming up really, really soon is the 9th annual charity golf tournament, Scrambling for Autism. That is September 20th at the Links of Novi. There is still room for a couple more golfers, room for a team or two. It is a fantastic event. I've done it for several years now. It's usually 216 golfers out at the Links of Novi. 1:30 shotgun start, 18 holes with a cart, steak dinner, bag service, and a bucket of range balls. You have raffles, bag raffles, 50-50, closest to the pin, longest drive. Prizes for the first place team, that is $120 a person, $480 a team. Go check out Dan Mayer, the Grand Poobah here at the Cave, for more information. I also do have the flyer posted on our Acoustically Yours page, so make sure you check that out. And while I'm talking about the Acoustically Yours page on Facebook, give us a like, give us a follow. Coming soon to Instagram, so make sure you hit that like button, hit that follow button. Also, Cave Radio coming up in November. Cave Radio celebrates hitting puberty, ladies and gentlemen. It will be the Cave Radio 12th anniversary party.
You're killing me, Skip.
And that is November 22nd at the Harris Care VFW Hall at the corner of Wayne Road and Annapolis in Westland, Michigan. So watch Cave Radio, watch Acoustically Yours. For more information on that, admission is $10 a person for a great musical lineup. So make sure you check that out. And our boys of summer, winter, fall, spring, the boys have just rolled with it on their monthly visit to the Cave. We'll be here live Tuesday night, August 15th, so make sure you check them out starting at 8 o'clock. I have my fun night at bowling.
Every night's fun night at bowling.
Oh,
When is it not fun night at bowling?
Have you bowled at Bolero lately?
I didn't know it was still open.
It is.
It looked like it was under construction the last time I drove
It is
by.
remarkably still open, and I've bowled in the league. We did a little 8-week summer league here at Bolero, and oh my God, the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks,
Yeah.
the cable was out.
Oh boy!
So I literally,
But the band loved that.
first time I ever showed up for a night of league bowling,
Yeah.
I look up at the TV and they're showing Peanuts reruns.
What's your point?
I'm watching Charlie Brown not kick a football.
Good grief!
Good grief. Exactly. So,
You know, we were talking about yacht rock earlier. Eric was telling a funny story. And I think the last band I saw at Bolero was a yacht rock band called
Yep.
Not Tonight. Good group. They still have live music at Bolero?
well, Tuesday's karaoke night.
Okay.
So that's their live music on Tuesdays.
Gotcha.
I try and get out before the karaoke gets going too much. Because we had to bowl really late one night. And this poor guy. Now I hosted karaoke for off and on for 25 years.
Okay.
Okay. I had a filter because it was my job, to encourage these singers to do it again. Well, I found after a few years being away from it, that filter's kind of gone. So I'm trying to sing. So I'm trying to bowl, and there's this poor guy, and they're trying to sing Pearl Jam, and he's singing live. And I'm like, can you just die already? I'm trying to bowl. Poor guy. Oh, it was a struggle, but the sound wasn't good.
Yeah.
A lot of things that go with karaoke, including fuel.
I don't have a lot of karaoke experience. Generally, it involves having been overserved and then leaving the first stop on the Magical Mystery Tour and winding up several stops down with a microphone in my hand singing "I Will Survive," or is she really going out with him? Or
Right.
I don't know how I get.
So actually going back to writing, I actually had a conversion to my songwriting style. I had actually switched to writing parodies for my karaoke audiences
I bet they loved
to
that.
keep them in trance. Oh, yes.
I bet they loved that.
There's a bartender at Casey's in Walled Lake.
Yeah, I know this
Every,
song.
every time,
Oh, yeah, I know where
every
he's
time
going.
I walked in
And
there,
then you surprise them with a parody of it.
every time I walked in there, the first thing she did when she saw me is, "You're doing my song tonight, right?" And it was a parody of Carrie Underwood's "Before He Cheats" from the opposite perspective, called
And
"Before
what did you call the
Before She Freaks."
Before She Freaks?
So just so you know, this is before the Kimmel version. I have Facebook proof of that. But, yep, Before She Freaks. And then I did but a lot of mine are dated. That's one that's not. I did one of the first really good ones that I did was to the O.J. Simpson trial. It was to Michael Jackson's "Beat It."
Okay.
I'm O.J. Simpson and I'm sitting in jail. You can't believe that they denied me bail, but I've got the dream team and they will not fail. I'll beat it. I'll beat it. They say I'm guilty, but I wasn't even there. They say that all my blood was everywhere, but I was boarding a plane to Chicago, I swear. I'll beat it. Judge Ito, bet your gavel on that. I'll beat it. So anyway. So I,
Those are fun though. People love that when I've got two songs that are borderline silly, and I've got a lot of songs that are, I wish I had a merge table full of handkerchiefs that said,
yep.
trust me, you're going to need it for the second set. I got that from Daniel Niehoff. So one of them is a drinking song, and one of them is called Opening Act.
Okay.
Because I don't like to be the headline guy.
Right.
Now that I'm of a certain age, I get a lot more pleasure out of just doing a tight 20 or a 30-minute set, opening up, getting the crowd ready, and then bringing, the real guys on. So I've been fortunate enough to open for, like I said, Dan Rodriguez, the Bernie Sisters, Mike Ward, and most recently, Daniel Niehoff from Kentucky. And Daniel has this beautiful Taylor guitar, and somehow inscribed in it is his name, Daniel Niehoff, in big block letters. And if you ever see him perform, you don't say to yourself, "Oh, I like this guy. Who is this dude?" It's right there. And so when I found out that I got to be the opening act for this guy, I did a deep dive on his YouTube channel to see what type of stuff he plays, and I saw that, and I decided, oh, I'm going to do the same thing on my guitar. I'm gonna just put special guest. And so the seed was planted, special guest. And then I thought, I should write a song called Special Guest. And then at a certain point in the song, slap the sticker on there.
Nice.
So I wrote this little parody song I'm going to play for you, if that's all right,
Absolutely.
called Opening Act. I just have to remember which key to start it in. I'm the opening act. Take two. This is why I'm the opening act.
Right on.
I'm the opening act for Daniel Niehoff tonight. I'm the guy you'll hear while you find a beer and check your line of sight. So settle in. Oh, I can't remember. I'm so embarrassed. We'll have to take that out in post.
That is great, though.
Sorry. But the funny part of that song is I wrote it for Daniel Niehoff, and when I played it for the first time, like I said, it was at this very supportive incubator for singer-songwriters called Gatekeeper Games that my buddy Abu Dabard runs. And there's a gentleman there named Dan Gamina. Same syllable count. Perfect. So I walk in, like, hey, I've got a new song. This is, and I looked down the list of who was going to play that night, and my name was right in front of Dan Gamina. So I'm like, I'm the opening act for Dan Gamina tonight. And I got to practice the whole thing. And I looked up to see his smiling face. He was out taking a smoke break, or he was in the bathroom or something. And he came back in for the last verse. And so finally, I got my payoff. But
That's the worst thing when you're doing a song and you're doing it for a girl.
oh,
And when you get up to do it,
Yeah.
she's outside. She's in the bathroom. She's doing whatever. She comes back in like, I did your song. And it was, yeah.
you missed it, dear. It
I
was
hate
your
when
love
that
song.
happens.
Everybody loved it.
I think a special guest should probably be the lead singer of the St. Evens.
You think
The
so?
record. Yeah, it should probably be special guest in the St. Evens.
Jesus, don't ever let me drink alone. Have I played that one yet? Okay. Jesus, don't ever let me drink. Jesus, don't ever let me drink. Jesus, don't ever let me drink. Alone, no, no, no. Alone, no, no, no. Jesus, don't ever let me drink. You might walk on water, well, I'm about to sink. Face first in this bottle, full throttle to the brink. Jesus, don't ever let me drink. Alone, no, no, no. Alone, no, no, no. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, won't you join me in a toast? I'd make such a happy host. I never drink alone. Jesus, don't ever let me drink. With barley loaves and fishes and dishes in the sink, 40 days and 40 nights, shit begin to stink. Jesus, don't ever let me drink. Alone, no, no, no. Alone, no, no, no. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, won't you join me in a toast? I'd make such a happy host. I never drink alone. Jesus, we're making quite a mess. Why is Mary Magdalene still haggling to be blessed? Me and my boy Lazarus could hazard us a guess. Jesus, we're making quite a mess. Making money changers scream, throwing stones at Philistines. You're my favorite Nazarene. Never drink alone, never drink alone, never drink alone, never drink alone, no, no, no. Never drink alone, never drink alone, I never drink alone, no, no, no. Jesus, don't
There's Steve Gulian. You can catch him on Spotify. Are you on the other platforms? iTunes?
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
I think if the folks want to find me, the easiest thing to do is just to type my name into a Google search engine, and what'll pop up should sync up with their. They can choose from Spotify or Amazon Music, YouTube, all of the goodies.
All right.
How about you? Do you have a lot of things out there on the streaming platforms?
I don't.
We've got to work on that.
We've got to work on that.
Because I've heard your songwriting. I mean, for those of you that don't know, I met him at an open mic, and I thought to myself, God, I hope I don't have to go after that guy. He's so good.
Oh, stop.
And I came up and I said, man, to this day I stand by those words. I just really enjoyed your set, and I thought, this guy's got one of those voices that moves people, and that's a special gift, man. So let's get it out there for more people to hear.
Sounds good. Yeah, but the thing, I just want to be a writer. It's like that, the extroverted introvert thing.
Yeah, no, I get it. You're preaching to the choir.
I'd like to just be a writer and have other people do my stuff.
Do you remember that Blues Traveler video where they show a band of young, beautiful musicians in the front lip syncing the song, and you've got John Popper.
They found the guy that looked the most like Adam Duritz, who wasn't from Counting Crows.
Oh, yeah.
Who wasn't actually Adam Duritz, to go and pretend to be. Yeah, I know
Remember
exactly
that?
what video you're talking about.
Nice.
So I'm thinking to myself, this could be another great video podcast where you, as the author who has written the song, you're behind the curtain playing.
Nice.
And singing, because I love your voice. And then there's somebody else in front, like a Clay Aiken, who took like the total opposite of you.
Right.
Out there.
If I could do, like they talk about the building the wall on the southern border.
I don't know what this is.
Because my voice has been shot for months, like since April.
Wait a minute.
So I think instead of doing that wall to the south of the border, they should make a wall of fans on the northern border to blow all that smoke back. Because, I haven't. I've done one open mic since April.
Have you been affected by the...
Big time.
Yeah. I can hear it in your voice.
Big time. But...
you seem to be inhaling a lot.
Yeah, but one thing I haven't mentioned, that may be the weight, the fat too, but anyway. But
I didn't mean that at all.
I am actually going to perform as something I forgot to mention when I was going through my laundry list of stuff.
Hey, do you have any shows coming up?
Friday, August 22nd. Mm-hmm.
That's a Friday night, August 22nd?
Friday night, starting at 6 p.m. I am going to perform in the Songwriters Ball.
Where is the Songwriters Ball
this
contest?
Year? You should just take over my show. You're so good at it. You're so much better at it than I am. Oh my God, it's like I'm being interviewed. But no, it's Songwriters Ball at Mamma Mia's in Livonia, I believe at Plymouth and Merriman.
Okay.
So I'm signed up for the 7:45 time slot. So
is Merriman this road right out here?
Next one over.
Next one over. All right.
So it's about a mile east of here and about 2 miles south.
Fantastic. You know, I have a really cool cousin, Raymond, who lives not far from here, from where we are, in that area that you're describing. So, Raymond, if you're watching, you might get a call on Friday,
August 22nd.
August 22nd, to come up with me to see Skip.
So it's like I say, I got the 7:45 slot. Try and go a little later.
Oh, you know
for
what?
a couple of reasons. One, in case I get stuck at work, and two, to listen to everybody else before I go.
You know, I have the joy of performing again in the Lathrop Village Music Festival.
Nice.
This year it's going to be in September on the 13th. And it goes all day from noon until 10. Great musical acts. And you went on at 7:45. That's your slot in the one you were describing?
Yeah.
Right?
Same slot?
No. 12 noon. I'm the opener.
That's fantastic.
So please, people, come come out early. 12 noon, I'm going to hit the stage, and if you're there, please say hi and tell me that you heard about it on the podcast, the Lathrop Village Music Festival.
That was a segue to Steve. What have you got going on, and where are you playing these days?
Well, I'm happy to say that the Lathrop Village Music Festival is looming large on my calendar. Like I said, September 13th, and that's always a good time. And I'd have to check my phone to find the date of this other one. I want to say the 10th of September, but I'm going to check my website, StephenGulian.com. Click on shows, and all the stuff comes up.
Perfect.
But Jackie Daniels is just a lovely woman.
Oh, she's a
who
doll.
runs that open mic at the
Old
Old
Burger Bar.
Detroit
Yep.
Burger Bar in Clawson on Sunday nights. She's so supportive, too. If you're a songwriter and you want to test your songs out in front of a supportive live audience, that's another place to go. Jackie heard some of my stuff, and she was kind enough to invite me to perform at a Songwriters in the Round at Aretha's Jazz Cafe
Nice.
in September.
Yeah,
I think.
she's involved in that.
So, our good buddy Vince Smith is going to be playing, and I'm going to be playing, and there are, of course, 2 other acts.
Yeah, I haven't seen Vince in New Hudson in forever.
Oh yeah, he's he's a funny cat, and he's got some great sing-along tunes as well.
He does.
Like there's this one. Every time he plays it, I have to almost plug my ears because it's just filled with earworms. So he's going to be there, and I haven't seen him at New Hudson as much, but I do see him like tonight. He's going to be
He'll
probably
be
at
at
Old
Old
Detroit
Detroit.
Burger Bar with Jackie Daniels. God bless her.
Yeah, I met Jackie. I'd love to find a way, even if I have to pre-record a show, to get her in.
You should
work on.
Yeah, you should mention it. I'm sure she'd love to. She is pretty busy though.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly. That's why I'm saying pre-record a show so that.
Yeah, find that opening in her schedule
Yep.
and see if you can't set something up.
But yeah, I met Jackie. She was doing a round with Blues Dad and Doug Larson
Okay.
at Hazel Perk Cafe. That's where I met Jackie,
Okay.
and that was a fun little show. That's a fun little venue.
I haven't been there.
Oh yeah, it's just a little coffee shop in Hazel Park.
All right.
And
Hazel Park, if you're watching and you're putting together other songwriters in the round, or anyone for that matter is putting together a songwriters in a round or a house concert, I am available.
And I had a friend with me that that I brought with me to watch. You know, I was there. I hadn't met Jackie yet. I was there to watch, Doug and Blues Dad, and I was sat on this comfy couch, and it was a cool vibe.
I met Blues Dad at the Trinity House Theater.
Yeah, I want to go there so bad, but
You
it
should
always
check it
ends
out.
up just with my work shifts.
Oh, and they're huge supporters of
Yeah,
our art,
right.
which is fading away.
Yeah, yeah. Doug Larson's given me a lot of information on Trinity House and the other stuff, the camps and stuff that he does. And
Cool. Have you heard any cicadas?
I haven't this year.
I haven't either.
I'm blaming the wildfires.
Could be. I have a song, interestingly enough, called Cicada. I have a very special relationship with the cicadas. Because, for me, that irritating, that buzz that they make, some people find annoying, but for me it always meant summer vacation.
Yeah, it means it's summer. Yep.
So for me, cicadas have always been a happy thing. One time, I saw one fall down into the driveway. I was so excited because you hear that noise. You're like, what the hell what kind of creature is making that insane electric buzzing sound? And I was in the backyard mowing the lawn, and one just fell out of the tree. And I could hear it on its way down. Zzz. Like, cool. It wasn't one, though. It was 2. And they were mating. And I asked my dad what they were. And he said, go ask your mother.
They're having a good time, son. That's what they are.
So I call this song, well, it's got nothing to do with that story except that it contains the word cicada.
Perfect.
So I call this song Cicada. Sing out like old cicada. Underground for years. Wake up and serenade us. Shed your skin, summer's finally here. That buzz keeps radiating like angels in my ears. Sing out now, old cicada. Spread the word, summer's finally here. Sing your favorite song. You never know who's gonna sing along. You were always on my mind. It's always on my mind. With winter on hiatus, my roses reappear, and I soar like those cicadas. Once I know summer's finally here, I'll sing my favorite song. You never know who's gonna sing along. Always on my mind. I know you know I say it all the time. Seasons come, they always go. I've been around long enough to know whether they're above or down below. You can feel that music in your heart everywhere you go. Sing your favorite song. You never know who's gonna sing along. You were always on my mind. It's always on my mind. Sing your favorite song. Sing your favorite song. You never know who's gonna sing along. Sing out now, old cicada. Always on my mind. It's always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Who's always on your mind? Just like sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, or like the month of May.
Oh, that's good. I like you do like remixes.
Yeah, I do. You know, there's so many times in my music where some songwriter that I greatly admire will pop into my consciousness while I'm writing, and I will slip in an homage to that person. Obviously, that one was, you picked up on.
Yep.
Little homage to the Temptations with the My Girl references. And then You Were Always on My Mind.
Yep.
Picked up. Was that written by Willie Nelson, or is that a Mark James song?
That is written, I believe, by Willie Nelson.
Okay. I was on vacation with Diane, my significant other, and she looked at me. I forget the situation, but at one point she looked at me and she said, maybe I had been humming that song too much, you know, earworms, or maybe it had been played over the loudspeaker. And she said, you should write a song called You Were Always on My Mind, Was Always on My Mind. Excuse me. And that's how that song started. Because I was like, you were always on my mind, was always on my mind. Sing your favorite song, you never know who's going to, you know, and then down it went. So I've written 3 versions of that song. I've got that version that I just played, and then the original version that I wrote is going to be on the next Rosetta Pebble album.
Excellent.
About Time. There's a version of that that's performed with the band and has Tim Brickley on bass and keyboards and Will Osler on percussion, and my good friend Eric Frakes plays some sweet mandolin and harmonica on that. But while I was waiting for that song to be mixed and mastered and finalized and sent to press, I opened up the Pandora's box that songwriters do of a song that you thought was, you had run out the clock on, run out of time on, and all of a sudden you've got all this extra time. So like Eric pointed out, it's not really done.
Right.
There's still time on the clock. And so I reimagined it and came up with that version. And then lastly, I have a rockin' version that I like to pull out if I'm at a festival where it's only noon. and the crowd hasn't really gotten into it yet. I've got a rocking version of that I think is a little more upbeat and jaunty for the dog walkers and coffee sippers that I'll be encountering at noon at the Lathrop Village Music Festival.
Well, I hope that you all have enjoyed these past 2 hours as much as we have.
I know.
Unfortunately,
I sure have. I want to thank you again.
My pleasure. Thank you.
This has been such a good time, and Eric for running the board and making us sound good. Thank you, sir.
Well,
Andrew Rice popped in at the end. Let us know he's here.
Hey, Andrew. We really hope that you come back and join us as well. But for now, just reminders, folks. We've got the Steve Gulian performing at the Lathrop Village Music Festival on September 13th at noon. So make sure you check that out. Also, the September 20th bowling. Jeez, I'm still in bowling
Golfing.
mode. Scrambling for
Take 4.
autism. So that's September 20th. They're looking for a couple of golfers. They're looking for a team or two, looking for sponsors, looking for raffle donations. Get with Dan Mayer. Again, that flyer is on the Acoustically Yours Facebook page. The 12th anniversary party where Cave Radio has reached puberty, live at on 11/22. So take care, be safe out there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back here in 2 weeks.
Hi, Mom.
Safe.
Love you.
And until then, I am Skip Dietz, and I'm Acoustically Yours.